Beth, from March to May, right on the Chris Top program. Next.
The Top, broadcasting worldwide on iHeartRadio and Spreaker.com.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here? My name is Dorcas Maximus, Commander of the Dorks of the North, General of the Dork Legions, loyal servant to the true Emperor Dork Vader. And I will have my vengeance. Dorks of the world, unite! Portions of the day's programming are reproduced by means of electrical transcriptions or tape recordings.
You can either talk in the Chris Top program.
I am the one and only Chris Top.
You can either talk in the Chris Top program.
Broadcasting live from my lavish studio apartment.
The VCR and the DVD, there was a night of black back in 1970. We didn't know about the World War Web was a whole different game being played back when I was a kid. Wanna get down in a cool way, picture yourself on a beautiful day. Big bell bottoms and groovy long hair, just walking in style with a portable MP3 play. You can listen to the music on the Chris Top program. You can hear the music on the Chris Top program.
Only Chris Top.
Play the music on the Chris Top program. You can hear the talk in the Chris Top program.
Sonny Clarkson, Tennessee.
You can hear the talk in the Chris Top program.
This is the Chris Top program.
And I'm the one and only Chris Top, broadcasting live from our lavish studio apartment here in sunny Clarksville, Tennessee, with an ocean view. How in the heck are you doing, world?
Sup,
Sup with you?
bruh.
I'm one cool cat.
No, you're not.
Can you dig it?
Suckers!
Groovy.
I like totally threw you off there, didn't I?
You did a little bit, yeah.
Haha.
Well, I'm thinking about the poetry competition thing we got going on, and
Oh yeah, the poetry thing is freaking
kind of puts me in the mode.
in the mode.
I think the slam poetry stuff's really cool. I can't wait to get some
You
of those
tried
people
to say
on the
some
show.
poetry to me today, and it was funny.
You didn't like it?
I thought it was brilliant. I think your poetry skills are off the chain.
Thank you. Thank you for being tactful with me. I do appreciate that very,
Being
very much.
what?
Tactful.
What's that mean?
Well, it means you're not really saying what you mean. You're just being nice.
Oh yeah, that's what it means. I rarely do that.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just
I know.
humoring you.
That's why it's kind of
It's
it shocks me a little bit that you
sarcastic.
did that.
It's like improv. I'm saying yes.
So, what do you think? So far, we've had Tegan, we've had Lacey Caroline on the show, and Billy Grima.
Grima.
Grima. I like saying Grima. I just can't help it.
It's like the Grim Reaper.
Well, he gave us like 3 or 4 different enunciations, and it confused me.
I know, but Grima sounds like Grim Reaper.
Yeah, but I mean, he's from Australia, then he moved to Canada, so I mean, he's got, I guess he's used to hearing it pronounced different ways.
Yeah.
So he said it was okay.
It's all good.
I could probably call him Bill at this point.
Bill?
Hey, Bill, sup?
Would you go up to Billy Joel and be like, hey, Bill?
No, but see, I haven't had that connection with Billy Joel yet. Voice to voice.
Voice to voice.
I mean, once I have that connection with Billy
like-
Joel, I could be like, so, Bill. I could see that happening.
Cheek to cheek. Only voice to voice.
Cheek to cheek.
It brings me back to the first show we ever did. Where we did this singing competition.
We had a karaoke thing on the show, and somebody sang that song, and it was horrible.
Lady.
It was horrible.
I can't believe I even started singing
All I
it.
remember was cheek to cheek.
No, I remember the whole thing. I thought it was...
Lady in red, dancing with me. Cheek to cheek. And if you think I just sang it bad, it was actually worse.
It wasn't the worst performance.
It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
I thought it was all right.
See, people think that we always just say good things, but we don't. About people. But see, when we...
I hurt
when we,
somebody's feelings, I think.
Well, yeah, but when we line artists up for the show, then we already know that they're good. So, I mean, it's a little different when we do this. For sure. For sure.
Quite a lot different.
Yeah, quite a lot different.
Quite a lot different.
So I'm excited. I mean, are we halfway? Yeah, we're at the halfway mark now. We've got March to May on the show. Actually, I think it's half of March to May on the show. So, and then we've got Cole Washburn coming up, and then Bryce Hitchcock ending things off at 7 o'clock.
I have to ask her if she's related to Alfred Hitchcock.
She's probably not, but I mean, you can ask her.
I bet she's gotten it.
She might be.
I
mean, she's an actress, voiceover artist, so I mean,
But I bet she's gotten that question a lot.
Probably. So when we come back, we're going to be here with Beth on the Chris Top program, and she's part of March to May. So this
skipping April.
We just skipped right over April and we went right into May. But this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun. And if you have any questions or comments or anything like that, make sure you leave them in the chat. Also, if you don't know what the chat is, that probably means you're listening on iHeartRadio or Stitcher or one of the other 30 or 40 sites that we're on. So make sure you come to the ChrisTopProgram.com sometime and you join us live so you can join the voices in our head. Magnolia Emporium, a proud sponsor of the 2015 WABA Awards at legendary B.B. King's, downtown Nashville. The Chris Top program working on being awesome worldwide with a little help from Magnolia Emporium and B.B. King's. Well, all of our lives, it's like a good book. You turn a few pages, then you open up the next chapter. A success story. Do you have what it takes? Have you already made it? What's your definition of success? The music industry is brutal. Los Angeles, New York City, Nashville, Tennessee. Are you just another face in the crowd? Everybody knows it's not about how much talent you have. It's about who you know and how big your hooters are.
I just want to know if the dude's willing to flip burgers for 3 years while he makes minimum wage. Sometimes that's what it takes to be a star.
Why are people going to want to turn on the radio and hear your music?
Oh, so you think your song's good. Well, what makes it good? It's going to have to be great if you're going to make it in Nashville.
If Chris and I don't agree, they're not on the show.
What makes you special? What makes you unique?
Let me ask you this. Once your hard work pays off and you reach those dreams, are you willing to give anything back?
The Chris Top program starting a new chapter.
Are people going to want to read your book, or is it going to end up collecting dust in the discount section at Goodwill?
We want the best on this show, and that's what you're going to have to give it. Otherwise, it's time to go home.
The Chris Top program, this is where people come when they want to have a voice.
No, they are sadly mistaken if they think we just let anybody on this show.
Look, all we do is broadcast. You provide the hope. You provide the inspiration. You're the next great songwriter. You're the next great entertainer. This is where your song takes its first step.
The Chris Top program, working on being awesome worldwide.
Let's just face it, we're all a work in progress.
You can either talk in the Chris Top program.
Mr. Pop. Take it from the top.
And you are absolutely, positively, 100% for sure in the right place. This is the Chris Top program.
Yeah.
So loud. You're so loud.
You know what? You need to just chill.
Tegan did a great job at that.
She did.
She might be out for your job.
Dude.
I'm just saying. I mean, she can already do it. She's only 11.
Bruh.
She's only 11 years old.
But bruh.
I know. So, Beth, how are you today?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Doing good. I'm working on being awesome. Thank you so much for asking that. Now,
that's a good thing to be working on.
It is. It's a constant. I'm a constant work in progress.
Mm-hmm.
I really am. Now, are you in Seattle?
I am. Yes.
Okay. So how are things in Seattle?
Absolutely gorgeous. Lots going on. Beautiful weather. Pretty much as good as you can get.
Oh, I bet it's really nice. There's no humidity there, is there?
Not really. It's kind of, I don't know. Seattle gets a bad rap for all of its rain, but its summers are gorgeous.
Yeah, see, I need to come visit you because right now it's like 100 and
Is it
it's
really
like
100?
900 degrees outside.
No, it's not 900.
And I mean, you walk out. Did you ever watch Frosty the Snowman when you were growing up? And then it hit like summertime came around, and he was like just a little puddle.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's like here when you walk outside. It's a nightmare.
It is.
Well, you'll have to come visit. Seattle is perfect right now.
Absolutely. So we can come visit you this time of the year. Then in the wintertime, you can come visit us.
There we go.
Yeah,
we only had
sounds
like
good.
2
That's
snowstorms.
a good plan.
So we'll come for dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Sounds great.
Chris invites himself over to dinner.
I do not.
Again.
I don't ever invite myself.
You are such a liar.
I don't ever.
You just
You're giving
did.
me a bad reputation.
You just did.
You're
Bruh.
giving me a bad reputation. So do you ever make it out our way? Do you ever make it out to Nashville, or are you just pretty much over in the West right now?
No, we do. We are planning a little tour east in October, but we're hoping to come down to Nashville and stop in, see some friends, and just sort of move the music along in the fall. So.
Oh, that could be fun. Are you planning any gigs while you're here, or are you just going to do some writing or visit, or what?
Probably both. They're definitely in the works. So.
Now, if you play anywhere in Nashville and we don't know, we're going to be very upset with you.
We will make sure to let you know. Don't worry.
Okay, good. So that way we can be there and we can fanboy and girl.
That would be awesome.
Regardless, I'm a school boy and a school girl. Even though, boy. I'm
What are
fan.
you saying?
I don't know.
What are you even saying?
I don't know what's happening right now.
Would you stop drinking?
I'm drinking Mountain Dew. I was trying to say that I always say I'm getting like a schoolboy or
Right.
I fanboy, even though I'm a girl.
Right.
I still
just
relate
stop.
over there.
Just stop it.
Yeah.
Okay, so well, that's exciting news. Now, do you ever plan on making it out to maybe the CMA Fest or anything like that in Nashville, or is that something you've ever thought about or considered?
Yes, actually, it's definitely kind of on our list of priorities. We were just doing a little sort of business powwow this past weekend and thinking about where we want to go next and what we want to be aiming for, and that came up. So yes, absolutely yes.
Now, we just got done talking to Billy, and I think he's pretty motivated to make it out next year.
Yeah.
So you guys should
awesome.
you guys should all get together and just meet in Nashville, and then we'll have you on the show live from Nashville.
Oh, that would be great.
That would
yeah,
be
we'll have
so
to get
much
in touch with
fun.
them.
Be so much fun, for sure. Now, where's the other half of March to May right now?
The other half of March to May is actually teaching a class.
Oh, gotcha. So he's one of the smart guys.
He is.
So give me the story of March to May. I want to know where the name came from, how you guys got together, because
Absolutely.
it is a unique sound, and I want to give people a little bit of insight before we play the first song.
Yeah.
For sure. So we met in a pretty unconventional way. I had been living in Washington, D.C., and then moved to Seattle and was looking for a place to live. And I ended up looking on Craigslist because I knew I wanted to live with housemates. And so I moved into this house, and there was this guy there who said he was a musician. And I was like, oh, gosh, I'm not going to say anything at all because I'm going to have to join the band, and I don't want that. It turns out that guy was Darren, and I like to say he ended up joining my band.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we found out pretty early on. We kind of went on just a little trip with friends shortly after I'd moved in, and ended up playing some songs together around a campfire. And I think he was playing one of his songs, and I ended up singing along. And something kind of clicked, and we've kind of been in go mode ever since. And March to May was the name we settled on because, for a couple reasons. We started writing songs together in March and then decided to move forward as a band in May. So it kind of symbolized our formative period. But on top of that, we loved the idea of sort of springtime and new beginnings, and the idea that you could read it as sort of like a March to May, as a sort of momentum, forward-moving thing. And then as a side note, Darren's birthday is in March and mine is in May.
That's the real reason it comes. No, it's a cool name though. It really is. I mean, there's lots of different ways you can take it, but they all work.
Thank you.
I took it as we forget about April.
We get asked that all the time. People are like, where's April?
Yeah, you need a third member, right?
I know. We keep looking for like a violinist or someone named April.
I could
ask Chris.
Be the third. What? What? I could sing.
You can't sing. You can't play an instrument.
I could be that missing piece that they need.
You can't do diddly squat, bruh.
Okay, maybe you're right.
You can do radio.
Okay. So I'm excited to share one of your songs. And I think we're going to start with because we like them both. And I usually try to pick a favorite and I play it last, but I didn't know which one to pick. So we're just going to start with Embers.
Perfect.
Can you give me some insight on it? I mean, do you guys write all this stuff yourselves?
We do. And we actually co-write most of it, too, which is always an interesting process.
Now, do you guys get along really good? I mean, do you ever have moments where you're like, oh, would you just get out of my face?
Not really. I mean, we're pretty close. We're very good friends. So the nice thing is that like we bicker like siblings, I feel like, in our normal life, but in music we almost never fight. There's very rarely disagreement, which is pretty lucky for 2 years running.
Yeah, absolutely. Because after 2 years, I think a lot of bands or groups or duos have had like just knockdown dragouts.
I don't know why. Like, why can't they just get along?
But I mean, it sounds like you guys are pretty much on the same page, and you've got like a little groove going, so that works, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So who came up with Embers?
We both did. I think that I had a little bit more of the vision for this particular song, or it spoke to me in certain ways from the get-go. So Embers was actually the first song that we wrote together. We had gone out on a little songwriting retreat in March of 2013, just to kind of see what we could do, see if we could even write music together, see what was possible. And this ended up being the first song that kind of fully gelled, of many. And it has a special story to me because we were thinking about sort of loss and what is it that sort of, what are the things that really sort of touch the human heart? And I had, a couple of years before that, I had lost my grandfather. And something that had really struck me and kind of stuck with me for a couple of years as one of those sort of toying things in the back of my mind was the experience of watching my grandmother kind of pick herself back up, put herself back together, and move on and live a happy, full life. Even though my grandfather, she has such a great love for him, and he's always kind of a lens through which she sees the world, even though he's gone. So we were looking at these themes of grief and loss, but also the ability to sort of rise up and find hope again. Sure. And so that was really where the place that Embers came out of.
What a great message. Yeah. I mean, there's always hope, and I think whenever we lose somebody that's close to us, for sure. And they don't want us going on grieving the rest of our lives. They want us to hopefully learn lessons and remember, the good stuff from when they were around. So what a great role model you are.
Yeah, definitely.
And I mean,
Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. But I mean, there are people, and this is definitely a subject that people have to deal with, that everybody knows about, that everybody can relate to. So that's good. I'm glad that you guys are such a good couple together. Like as far as singing and doing your thing. I mean, you seem to really gel together really well. So this is exciting.
That subject makes me so sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a sad subject. It really is. But there's always hope.
That's true. That is true.
Now, before we play it, I do want to welcome Kristen to the chat. We've also got JP. We've got Sonia in the chat, and then Pat's here too. So I'm glad they stopped by to hear this. And this is Embers, March to May on the Chris Top program.
Of summer steal away, and the fire's burning low. I trace the embers of your face, and I watch the ember glow. And it fades away. your face, say your face,
even though I've lost you. Down, down,
days they fall, slip away, and my sorrows turn to hope. Memories define the space that you held long ago.
and it fades away, and it fades away, and it fades away, and it fades away. Every time I turn around, I see your face, even though I've lost you. Every time I turn around, I see your face, even though I've lost you. Every time I turn around, I see your face, even though I've lost you.
Every time I turn, I see your face,
your face, even though I've lost you. Down, down, down.
Absolutely just breathtaking.
That was a beautiful song.
So beautiful. And Pat in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Sound like Dr. Seuss all of a sudden.
In the chat.
He says, what a great song. And I think the more people that go back and listen to this show are just going to absolutely fall in love with you guys, Beth.
Oh, thank you so much. And thank you so much, Pat.
This is... I don't even know what to say. I mean, it's just one of those songs you listen to and you have to just absorb it. You don't just listen, you know?
Mm-hmm. Like the instrument strings were like actual heartstrings that like pull on your heart and just you feel it and it's amazing.
So enchanting.
It is enchanting.
Thank you.
What
enchanting is a good word for that.
How would you describe the genre? Because to me it's unique, and I don't really know what category to put it in. So help me out with that.
Yeah, we have some trouble describing our genre as well. Definitely sort of singer-songwriter, indie folk, but those categories have both become so broad that doesn't really give you that much guidance either. We started calling our genre in general folk pop, which we kind of borrowed from the Civil Wars when they were performing together. That was what they used. Mm-hmm. And there are some stylistic similarities there, so we're like, okay, yeah, like, that works.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever works, right? Just go with it. Yeah, just hashtag it and go with it.
Hashtag.
Right.
Just roll with it.
Now, if you have any questions for March to May, or at least for Beth, make sure you ask them in the chat box on the ChrisTopProgram.com. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, more than likely you're listening to an archive show on Spreaker or Stitcher or iHeartRadio, which is fine. I love it that you're listening, but you need to join the live show sometime so you can join the voices in our head. And you can leave comments and ask questions and stuff like that as well, because it's a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. It's fun. It's cool to become part of the show.
It is. Really.
I think, yeah. So I'm excited to find out what's in the works, because I'm too impatient. I don't want to go to your website right now and look. So, I mean, what's in the works for you guys, like in the next few months?
Oh, man, tons. So, in sequence, we are in the middle of shooting a music video for Georgia, one of the singles on the album. We're heading out on tour next week to go through, it's a little West Coast tour. And then we'll be back in the studio in August to record a couple more singles.
Oh, now we're tight now, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So we're like Twitter buddies for life, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay. So you'll keep me in the loop and let me know anytime there's anything exciting that happens, like when you release a new song or a video, so I can be one of the first to see it.
Yes, absolutely. The best places to find us are actually on Facebook and Instagram. We're definitely on Twitter as well, but we love the interaction and the photos and everything that comes on Facebook and Instagram. So we're on both. On Facebook as just facebook.com/MarchToMayBand, and on Instagram at just March to May.
I'm pretty sure I'm stalking you on Facebook, but I'll double check my Instagram and make sure that we're following you there as well.
Yes, great. And we'll follow you back, obviously. You guys are amazing. So.
Well, yeah, we're tight. I mean,
yeah.
So, okay. Now I've got a question I've got a couple of questions that I want to run by you. Now these are pretty intense, so if you're not sitting, you may want to go ahead and sit down and take a deep breath.
Okay.
Okay. Are you good?
I'm sitting and breathing deep.
Okay. If it gets to be too much, just let me know.
Okay. If I swoon, I'll just drop off.
Okay. We'll just stop the show if we have to. We'll call 911. So if you could have any superhero power, what power do you think you would choose?
I think that I would want to fly. And that's such a normal answer, but man, you'd save so much on transportation.
It would be kind of cool.
I know, right? And you'd have the best views ever. It would be great.
Are you afraid of heights?
Sometimes, but if I could fly, I feel like I'd have it a little bit more under control. So maybe flying would help with the fear of heights.
Sure, and you could maybe wear a parachute.
There you
go.
Just in case.
A parachute and a superhero cape.
Yes, that would be cool.
Superhero. But Incredibles taught me that capes aren't always a good idea.
I know. It would have to be detachable, like come off pretty easily, just in case.
That is true. You gotta plan ahead. And see, this is good. This is stuff you probably never had. You probably don't have that on your website anywhere, do you? Superhero power. So
not yet.
I wonder how many people are going to start putting that on their websites.
They might, but they heard it here first, and that's what's important. Yeah. Okay, so if you had an opportunity to sit down and have a cup of coffee with anybody, and you've only got 5 minutes, and this could be anybody throughout history, anybody living or dead, who would it be?
Oh, man. Anybody throughout history, that's a hard one. Let's keep it to whoever's alive right now.
Whatever you want to do.
I think we would probably sit down and talk to Rebecca Solnit or Mary Oliver, maybe both at the same time. Darren and I both draw a lot of our songwriting inspiration from books we read and from ideas in literature that really resonate with us. And we've actually written songs based on both of their works. So we would definitely sort of want to pick their brains or like give them the song and be like, did we do your thinking justice? Did we do your poem or your writing justice? And see what they had to say.
Well, that's a good idea. It's good to get some insight from people that you totally admire like that. I would be afraid though. I'd be like, no, it sucks. If they said something like that, I would never write again.
Well, you said I only had 5 minutes, so I figure if they totally panned it, I could save face later.
You could ask them that at 4 minutes and 59 seconds.
Exit.
Right. This is you're such a likable person, and this is good because I like the connection not only with your music but just your personality too. It's good and it really shines through. So
thank you.
Well, you're welcome. You're welcome. See, I hope we're not making her too conceited.
No.
You think?
You, Chris Top, are conceited yourself.
No, I'm not. Why do you say things like that? This is a bad first impression.
Because this is what he does. He goes up to the microphone, even when we're not live on air, and he goes,
do this.
I'm the one and only Chris
Don't
Top.
do that. Ever.
Chris Top.
Never once have I done that.
No, you haven't.
Well, maybe more than once.
But
not a lot.
I totally mean that.
Not a whole lot. Okay, so what would be your definition, Beth, of success? You've reached that pinnacle in your life where you just look back and you feel like, man, I've really, really made it. What is that point?
I think that's a tricky question because I think that idea of success is a constantly moving target. So you get to one place and it's always incremental. So I'll give you the slightly long answer. I remember when Darren and I first started playing music together, we were in his room and I had my harp and he had his guitar and we were playing there for a second. We both stopped for a second and had this conversation about how if like, we loved what we were doing, and if it never made it, like, we obviously wanted it to go further, but if it never made it out of sort of, like, the experience of sitting there and playing together in the house we were living in, we'd still consider it an incredibly worthwhile and incredibly valuable experience. So in some ways, like, on a very basic level, that's already success. But we're both pretty ambitious people and love what we do and want to take it as far as we can. So, I mean, at this point, it's headlining festivals, it's recording more, it's sort of getting to collaborate with amazing, amazing people. It's really getting to sort of make our music take on a life of its own and do some good in the world.
Now, you guys are willing. Are you open to collaboration with other artists, or do you just?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not just you guys in a room for 24 hours.
No, I mean, we've done a lot of us in a room for 24 hours just writing our own music, but we're definitely moving into collaborative spaces, and not just in music, but we're currently working on a collaboration with choreographers to do some choreography to some of the songs that we've written. We have collaborated for video. We had talked at one point about doing a live art installation to kind of go with that. So I think that, I don't know, music has a unique ability to speak to people and speak through different mediums. So I think we're always looking for ways that we could sort of make that take on new life.
Now, you talk about collaborating with,
Stop,
for the
collaborate
videos.
and listen.
So is this like dancing?
Darren and I would not be dancing, but yes, working with a choreographer who would be choreographing a piece for dancers to dance to our music.
Like
that kind of makes. I can see that.
Chris could be
I could be one of the
dancer.
dancers, or I could see Darren. It's Darren, right?
Yeah.
Maybe Darren could twerk.
Twerk?
He could totally twerk. We'll have to pass that along to him.
Yeah.
Like,
So make sure
your new job in this band is chief twerker.
Yeah, let him know that I requested that, and we could maybe get some twerking in the next video. You never know. You never know. So if somebody came up to you for some advice, maybe they want to get into the industry, maybe it's a little girl that sees you at a concert and she just says, Beth, I would really like to jump into the music industry and be a singer myself. What would you tell her?
I would say listen to your own voice. Don't try to sound or be like somebody else if it doesn't feel authentic to you. And second of all, I think that there will always, whenever you're in a creative industry and you're pushing to make your own path, there are always these high highs and low lows and these moments of euphoria, but then also despair where you're like, oh, I'm never going to make anything of this and it's going to go nowhere. And I would say when you're having those moments, stop and remember that nobody's path in this industry looks the same. And because it's something so creative and it's something so individually you, there's nobody who can tell you exactly what will work and what will work for you, which is both a lot of responsibility, but incredibly liberating too.
Sure. And, I think it's important too, like for anybody in the industry, I don't care how long you've been in it and how popular or famous you are, you're still going to get said no to a lot more than yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But it's only that, you only need to be told yes once to move one more step forward.
Right. What's up with all these no's? It's like, why do people like to say no so much?
Well, a lot of it's just their opinion, and a lot of it is maybe the artist that they're talking to is not good.
It makes the yeses that much more valuable, too.
And it does, yeah. I totally agree with that. So, okay, so we've talked about what's in the near future for you guys as far as choreography, as far as the videos, collaborations. Did we discuss maybe the release of another EP or anything like that?
Yeah, absolutely. We are probably going to be looking to release our next either EP or full length. We're still discussing what makes sense there next year, but we will be in the studio this fall recording a couple of singles. So there will definitely be new music on the horizon, and we've been writing up a storm. It's crazy. The challenge for us seems to be picking which songs actually get recorded of the ones that we've written. So
now, are the song choices for the next recording session, are they polished and ready to go, or are you still thinking on it?
We have probably 3 that are definites, and about 8 or 9 that are maybes.
Now, if you want to send me a couple of those, like before they're released anywhere else, I promise I won't share them.
Absolutely.
But I would love to hear
Give
them.
you the sneak peek.
Yeah, and then anytime you guys have something exciting that's in the works or coming up, just let me know, and at the very least we can mention it on the show, or we can get you back on and talk about it for sure.
Awesome, we'll do.
Yeah, because we would absolutely love that, and I can't wait for you to come to Nashville because we would love to see you perform.
It'd be super cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we'd love to see you there. We'll keep in touch and let you know.
Nice. Now, if anybody wants to check your schedule, if they want to catch you live, is that posted up on your website?
It is. The best place to go for show information is our website at just www.marchtomay.com or Facebook. We post all of our shows in advance on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay, now I'm a Facebook and Twitter holic, so I'll probably keep in touch with you on those two, but we will follow you on Instagram too, and I'll try to be better.
Hey,
Perfect. Thank you.
What do you mean you try to be better? It's all on me.
It is all on you. It really is. But I do good on Twitter. I mean, I try. And then I do okay on Facebook.
I need to step up my Instagram game.
Yeah, but this stuff's important, and we got to keep going. We got to keep moving forward.
Got to keep on moving.
I know. It's tough. It really is. Okay, now we've got another song that we're going to play, and this one's called "Falling Down." Now, tell us a little bit about this one.
Falling Down the inspiration for this stemmed from a relationship of Darren's a couple of years ago that did not last, and I think we can all sympathize with that kind of story.
Absolutely.
But for him, it was this idea the inspiration really came from this idea of meeting somebody that you have a really great connection with, and there's this sort of instant depth, but for whatever reason, somehow you see the end in the beginning, and there's just this sense of even though there's this connection and this desire to move forward, it's almost like you can feel the ground crumbling beneath you from day one. Mm-hmm. And of course, there was the nod to Seattle with the rain and the sense of something you can't stop.
Right,
and it was. I do have to tell the story that when we were recording this song, it was in August last year, and we were out at Bear Creek Studios in Woodinville, which is this beautiful converted old barn. It's just a magical place. Some incredible people have recorded there, and I always I can understand where that magic in their recordings came from because the place and the people there are so wonderful. But so we were at Bear Creek and recording vocals for this song probably at 11:30 or midnight, and we had a thunderstorm roll through, which is really unusual for Seattle at that time of year. But so we're singing about the rain falling down, and I look up, and there's this skylight in the barn, and there's just lightning and rain pouring all around. It was just like this eerie experience. So
that's, I guess, stuff like that's inspiring too, right?
Yeah,
it is. It was definitely inspiring. It certainly added something to the experience of recording it.
Absolutely. And now you talk about falling down and about how it was with a relationship that kind of went south. Now, are you guys, and this is a personal question, you can say, Chris, shut up if you want, but are you guys currently involved with anyone, or is there anybody in the picture?
We usually keep that a mystery.
Gotcha.
But you're welcome to ask. We just might not tell.
That was so nice of her to put it like
mystery.
That. See, she could have
Instead
said,
of just flat
she
out,
could have been like, Chris, shut up. That's none of your business. All right?
Mind your own biscuits. Okay? Mind your own.
Well, see, I like
You
usually,
like to know these things.
Well, yeah, I do. But my second part to that is always, well, if you've got somebody in your life, and maybe you can answer this part of it. If you've got somebody in your life, do they have to understand that music will always come first? Or if it's somebody that's important enough, do you let them take the place in front of music?
I think it's almost hard to separate the music from the person, in the sense that, for me to say, okay, I'm not going to do music, that would be I'm not going to be the person I am. And so it almost seems like a moot question, because that question, I think that there's always issues around time. But it's the same, I like to think of it as the same question that comes up whenever someone's starting a business or really pursuing a passion that they love. There's always going to be more things to do in the time that you have. And so it's just about sort of finding the way that's unique to you of how you put your life together. And I think it can work. It can definitely work.
Yeah, now, if you had to choose between writing and performing, if you could only do one, which one would you choose?
Oh gosh, can I write as I perform?
There you go.
So you just love doing both. It would be a hard decision.
I do. I really do.
Gotcha. I can't wait to see you guys live. I really can. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and play Falling Down, March to May on the Chris Top program.
First time that we ever really spoke, the words flow through the amber light, and the hours passed through the glasses of wine, through the glasses of wine. And every single time I looked your way, you glanced away, you glanced away. And what do you see in our lives, in our in the solitude of time? And I see you walking away, and the rain keeps falling. On the ground, seven days we spent in our quiet world. 7 years had passed since I felt this way, but I only wanted to be with you, to be with you. And we tried to make roses from dirt, and we tried in the solitude of time. And I see you
You know, you guys could be singing about taking out the trash, and I would just want to, like, hold somebody that I love close.
Yeah. I feel the same way. Just the vibe of your music is just, it's good vibes, man.
It really is. It's just great stuff. Oh, my gosh. Now, we talked about iTunes, if people want to go and purchase your music and stuff like that, but you mentioned something to me about a discount.
I did, yeah. If anybody goes to our website and follows the link there to our Bandcamp page, there's an album code, just album release, all one word, that anybody listening can use and get 20% off the album. So if you liked what you heard, there are ways to keep hearing it.
Oh, that's sweet. And
yeah.
what's the name, or what album can they purchase?
The album that's out right now is called The Water's Edge.
Okay. And how many songs are on it?
There's 6 on it, so it's sort of midway between an EP and a full length.
Gotcha.
We're calling it an EP.
Gotcha. And what's the total price on that?
The price on iTunes is actually a little higher than the Bandcamp price, which is another good reason to go to Bandcamp. On Bandcamp,
Sure.
it's $5.
Okay. Now, if somebody wants a physical copy of a CD, can they get that too?
Mm-hmm, absolutely. It's through Bandcamp as well, and it's $10 for the physical, which covers shipping.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just put it in the mail and get it to their door.
Nice. And you guys autograph stuff too?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Nice. We need to get one so we can hang it in the studio.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, for sure. We'll send you one.
See, that's sweet. I like being in the loop.
Me too.
It makes me feel important. It really does. So lots of exciting things coming up for you guys, and we pretty much virtually pinky promise that you're going to keep me in the know, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Great. So we can let everybody else, because people are going to fall in love with you guys after they hear the show. For sure. If they didn't catch it live, we'll have a ton of people go back on iHeart and Stitcher and Spreaker and the ChrisTopProgram.com, and they'll check it out for sure.
It'll be all things that are good.
Right. You got me tickled. But Beth, thank you so much for taking time out of your day and joining us on the show. And it's a pleasure to get to know you. I mean, we fell in love with your music, but then once we talked to you, I mean, you're just a good, decent person, and we like having people like that on the show.
Oh, thank you. You guys, I keep saying it, you guys are great to talk to, so thank you for letting me come on the show.
Sure, yeah, and if you ever have, like, problems, you can just call us up. We only charge, like, $50 an hour. So
That's awesome. Radio and therapy.
Yeah, so we're good. But we don't take anybody for granted. I promise you that. There's so many other things you could be doing, but you chose to listen to us. Makes us feel really, really good, and thank you for that. Do you want to take us out?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. It's all you. Go ahead. Just anytime.
Brain fart.
Okay, it's okay.
Why do I mess this up every
time?
I
Every
get,
single time.
I get nervous.
Yeah.
I get
It's
nervous.
okay.
I want to
It's
do it
okay.
right.
People still love you.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to the Chris Top program. And until we broadcast again, please remember this. Life is good, and we're gone.
Maybe a dark things might be looking grim. I guess it's time